This is absolutely brutal, you guys. Newly added Bears free agent safety Coby Bryant suffered from a hyperextended knee at today's Bears training camp practice, and he's now going to miss between 8 and 10 weeks. This is horrible, and I have some reactions on this, plus who the Bears should and need to sign in order to replace his starting spot. My name's Aiden Gister, and this is ATG Bears Breakdown. Now, the injury. According to Adam Schefter, it was a hyperextension of the knee, a bone bruise, and a minor fracture. That is brutal, you guys. And when he went down, he had to get carted off the field. And everyone this morning was very nervous that it was an ACL tear. Thank God it was not an ACL tear, because if it was, he would be out the entire season, and our newly added 3-year, $40 million contract safety would not be able to play at all. Coby Bryant has been a staple of this defense so far in training camp, and it is such a shame. So can we please give our thoughts and prayers to Coby and his family? I feel for the guy. I mean, he's a great guy. He's been trying his best at training camp, and he's been one of the only people who is able to make plays on the defensive side of the ball. So I feel for him, and I hope he gets healthy soon because he is a damn good player and he deserves it. Now, like I mentioned, the injury is probably going to be between 8 to 10 weeks, which means I assume he's going to be put on IR. So he's probably going to miss the first 4 games of the season, which happens if you're put on IR. So he's probably going to be targeting a week 5 return date. Now, that's not ideal, but it's way better than what it could have been. And honestly, what makes this even worse is how good Coby has been during training camp so far. Day 4 of training camp, when the defense won against the offense, Coby Bryant had 1 interception and almost had another. He brought the energy and leadership into the defensive side of the ball and the whole team in general. Bears Now host Harrison Graham even said that Coby Bryant was pushing to become a captain. He just joined this team a couple months ago. That would be insane. And that showcases how much leadership ability Coby Bryant has. And he has probably been the best defensive player so far during training camp. All we've been hearing on the defensive side of the ball is Coby Bryant is making plays. So it's such a shame that he's not going to be able to practice with the rest of the team for the rest of training camp. And now there's a new problem. We don't have good enough depth. If you remember, Kyler Gordon, our starting nickel, he's on the PUP list. Elijah Hicks, our backup safety, he's also on the PUP list. Terrell Smith, our cornerback, he went off the field today too with an injury. Our depth at the secondary is horrible. We don't have many players. I mean, yes, Cam Lewis is probably going to fill that safety spot, but who starts at nickel? Jalen Jones. That's not good enough, you guys. So the Bears are going to need to sign someone. Now the question is, who can we sign? Well, there's a couple of names we need to monitor out there. And the first guy that we might be able to sign is 31-year-old Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods was last with the Titans, and Al Harris, who is the defensive backs coach of the Chicago Bears, and Xavier Woods have a connection going back all the way to when he was in Dallas. And he had a career year in 2024 while playing for the Carolina Panthers with 3 interceptions and 119 tackles. This is important because this means he has played good football recently, so he could be a viable option for someone who can replace Coby Bryant for a few games. Number 2, Donovan Wilson. He's been a safety with the Cowboys, and he actually had a decent year last year with 71 tackles, 2 picks, and 1 forced fumble. He's a playmaker, and he also has that Al Harris connection from playing in Dallas. He's played good more recently, so he might be a viable option as well. He's also 31 years old, which isn't too old, but it's not young either. However, for a backup, this is a decent age. Number 3, 28-year-old Taylor Rapp. He most recently played for the Buffalo Bills, and in 2024, he had 2 picks, 1 forced fumble, and 82 tackles. So he's also not far removed from good football. He also has that Cam Lewis Buffalo connection as well, because if you didn't know, Cam Lewis used to play for the Buffalo Bills with Taylor Rapp. So this is an interesting angle, and he's also much younger, so he could potentially be a backup for the Bears for a while. So this is an interesting one to keep an eye out on. Number 4, 35-year-old Jordan Poyer. Now, I want to preface this. I don't think this one is as viable. He's a veteran safety close to retirement, but he also could bring valuable experience and veteran leadership to the position, probably safer and a more stable option until Coby Bryant returns. If you guys didn't know, he was a former first team All Pro in 2021 and Pro Bowler in 2022. He used to be one of the best safeties in the league. So this guy is no sleeper. He's just pretty old. And he has retired. However, he has hinted at coming back to the NFL. However, I do think it would be a tough sell to come back to the Bears because if anything, I think he would play for the Bills again. But this would be an interesting one because he has some good experience in the NFL. And number 5, speaking of guys with good experience, Harrison Smith. He's been a very good safety for the Minnesota Vikings for many years. However, he is 36 years old and close to retirement. Probably would be a tough sell to come to the Bears, to a division rival, because he would probably only play for the Minnesota Vikings again, who have not signed him up to this point. So I doubt this one will happen either, but it is a point to think about because he is still a free agent. The key point in all this is we need to sign somebody, whether it's a starter, a backup, or even just a training camp body, because we are extremely thin right now. There aren't enough bodies to be able to make it through these practices, let alone through games. So someone needs to be signed no matter what. And again, even if the guy we signed flops, Coby should be back around week 5 or week 6, and he will plug right back into where he was playing at starter. And like I said, most of the guys mentioned above have had decent seasons recently. We only need them for 4 to 6 weeks at most, so we just need a guy to hold down the fort, which I believe those 5 safeties could. But what about you? Do you think the Bears should sign a safety? And if so, who should they target? Let me know down in the comments below. And I personally am most intrigued with Donovan Wilson or Xavier Woods, as these are more realistic. There's the Al Harris connection, and they have both had very good production recently. But let me know what you guys think. And I just have to say, man, it sucks to see any player get injured, but Coby Bryant's such a good person, such a good teammate, and has worked so hard in order to bring good play to the Chicago Bears defense. So it's super unfortunate. Keep in mind, however, Coby will be back by midseason and will be able to help the Bears hopefully go on a deep run, but we need to think about the short term as much as we think about the long term. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like frequent Bears content, this is the channel for you. So please, like this video, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can see all future ATG Bears Breakdowns uploads. I'm your host, Aiden Gister, and this has been ATG Bears Breakdown. Bear down.